And good morning. How are you doing this morning? Hopefully everybody's doing great. The weather has been fantastic. A little, of course, cold this morning, a little cool in the afternoons, but other than that, we've seen lots of sunshine. We could use some more rain. We'll take a look at the 7-day, and I'll let you know if there's a chance for some rain in the forecast. Yeah. Okay, so let's get to saying hi to everybody. Let's see. We've got Chivo. Hey, Chivo, how are you doing? Always with us, and we really appreciate it. And again, I really enjoy doing the Facebook Lives with you. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of different than, being broadcast where things have got to be a certain way. Here, we can kind of let loose and do things just a little bit different. Okay, first of all, outside. We've got mostly clear skies. Looks great. Temperatures in the upper 40s, and we have already warmed up. This morning, we started off with a low. I believe it was 36. We'll take a look at that in just a minute. But by the way, I'm just looking at my shot. I'm kind of close up here. Maybe I need to back up a little bit. If I get too close to the camera, I kind of get scary. Okay. Anyway, we got a cold morning this morning, and it's going to be a cool day today. Saturday morning, I think we'll probably see a sprinkle. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I think is going to happen on Saturday. That's why I put in a little blurb there. Saturday morning could be interesting. I'll tell you why. Not too dramatic, but anyway, I'll tell you why. And temperatures are going to stay below average, I think, for the next several days. Finally, Wednesday, we'll see temperatures a little bit above average. We've been cool lately. I talked about this about a week or so ago, that we'd have a string of some pretty chilly days, and we're in it. It's really feeling like December. Matter of fact, a little bit below average. And not much rainfall over the next 7 days. Matter of fact, the way I see it, I don't see really a good chance for rain until Thursday of next week. Taking a look at the lows out there this morning, 36. Fredericksburg, 32, freezing this morning. Hondo was down to 32. Rock Springs, 28. And then temperatures a little bit more mild down to the south and east with those readings in the 40s down there to the south. So I want to say hi to some folks. Chivo, is that, I guess you're freezing. Is that what? Yeah, it was cold this morning. Letitia, good morning. How are you doing? And Alicio, good morning. How are you? The high today, I think about 57, so definitely on the cool side with a little breeze. Star, how are you doing? And Dan, let's see. Okay, have a good day as well. Armando, hey, tell everybody at Rock Springs I said hi. I was out in Rock Springs, I guess not too long. I mean, it's a while back. But anyway, they've got Devil Sinkhole out there. Really great. I love that part of the country. Definitely awesome. I love being out there. Eddie, good morning from Bandera. Like Bandera as well. Always have a good time when I go to Bandera. And one more. Let's see. Francisca, hi. How are you doing? I love the little emoji there. I don't use those, but I think it's kind of cool. All right, let's take a look. This is what I think is going to happen. Really neat satellite imagery. And if you like satellite imagery, this is about as good as it gets. And here's why. Let me roll this back to the very beginning. Okay, this is 6:35 in the morning, before sunrise. You see all those dots on the map here? Let's see, let me back that up a little bit. See all those? Lots of lakes, and the lakes show up. Why do they show up so well on the infrared satellite imagery? Well, this is the enhanced one, and the reason they do is, when the satellite takes an image, the infrared at least, it's really measuring temperature. It's not like taking your iPhone out in space and taking a picture of the Earth. I mean, it's taking a look at temperature. So after all the long, hot summer, well, guess what? The lakes are definitely warmer than the ground, especially on a cold morning. So those lakes show up very well. Matter of fact, Canyon Lake shows up extremely well. You can see it right there. Big lakes, all the lakes just northwest of Austin, they show up extremely well. Okay, well, I want to show you, there's a couple things to watch here. One is I put this into motion. I want you to notice in North Texas how those lakes disappear. Why is that? Well, look at those clouds coming around that upper level low sinking down to the south. I don't think those low clouds will reach us, but the reason I'm bringing this up is right now as we speak, Dallas-Fort Worth seeing a much different day than what we've got here in San Antonio. We've got a lot of sunshine. Dallas-Fort Worth with a nice breeze. It is chilly up there with those clouds up there. Also, notice those high-level clouds that are starting to show up. They move from the southwest to north and east. The low clouds are moving from north to south, but the upper-level clouds are moving from the southwest to the north and east. Really interesting. And one more thing before I totally bore you guys is, what in the world is this out here in the Gulf of Mexico? What is that line like that? I'm going to give you a second. Okay. The cold front is where these thunderstorms are. See those green blobs right there? That's where the cold front is. But the cooler air is kind of lagging behind. And you got to remember that the Gulf of Mexico is warm this time of the year, relatively speaking. And so you push that cool air over that warm water surface, and it makes that distinct line. Look at those low clouds out there in the Gulf of Mexico. So if you kind of geek out like I do, think that's kind of cool. I thought the satellite imagery was really neat today. A lot to see there. All right, temperature outside right now, we're at 48 degrees. So we've already jumped 12 degrees just in the last several hours, and we're going to try to warm up into the 50s, and I think we will. We'll get up to about 57 or so for a high temperature. And the winds, let's see, the winds, yeah, they're picking up. It's breezy. So even though we're going to see sun this afternoon, I think the high clouds are going to increase. Temperatures only in the 50s, and when you add a breeze at about 15 to 20, it's going to feel awful cool out there this afternoon. So just kind of keep that in mind if you've got something planned. All right, let me see if I can talk to some more folks real quick. Annette, how are you doing? Yeah, I like that little emoji face, little frozen, right? Nita, how are you doing? Hold those sprinkles Saturday morning. Santa's going to do a drive-by in Bulverde. Trust me. Not going to be a big deal. Even if you do have a I mean, honestly, even if it does sprinkle, you're going to be fine. Nan, how are you doing? Weather's kicked up allergies. Yeah, a little bit of some allergies. Good morning, Alita. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. From Crystal City. You know, we were in the parade there, me and Sarah Fragani. Well, it wasn't this Christmas. Was it already over a year ago? Or maybe it was this Christmas. I can't remember. But anyway, Crystal City, great place. Tell everybody we said hi over there. And Abel, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. And Brianna, it's just me. The moon has been a little bright lately. Yes, it has. And by the way, Brianna, you must be reading my mind, because I'm going to talk a little bit about space coming up. Something really, I don't know if you've heard about this, but something pretty cool coming up. So wait till the very end of this, and I'm going to share that with you. Okay, let's take a look what's going on. Remember that cold front that I was telling you about out there in the Gulf of Mexico? That's the same front that came through yesterday afternoon. High pressure is building in, and we got a real complicated trough, couple of troughs there in Oklahoma. That's all because of the upper level low. So let's take a look. Oh, by the way, remember I was talking about how it was a little cooler in Dallas-Fort Worth? Our 48 with sunshine, trust me, feels a lot warmer than their 44 with cloud cover up there in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Okay, so let's take a look at the upper level map. A couple things I want to show you. Let me see if I can zoom in here real quick. We're going to zoom in. Here we go. All right, we've got the upper level low that's pretty much centered up there in Oklahoma. There we go. Let's put this into motion. A little piece of that energy kind of hangs back to the west. And the reason that is it's kind of hard for me to describe without really pointing it out on the map, but when you have the atmosphere is a fluid. And so if you have too much of a drastic change, it'll leave an eddy. That's the best way to describe it. You know, if you've ever seen a river, sometimes they have eddies. Well, that's what this upper level low is back to the west here, that's going to kind of linger on Friday back in northern Mexico. Well, guess what? Well, eventually it's going to move, and it's going to move towards South Texas. We're going to have really cool and dry temperatures at the ground. And so the moisture with this upper level system is going to be from 5,000 to about 15,000 feet in that zone. Well, in that zone, that's where you create rain. So as this upper level low comes across, I think it's going to produce some rain showers. But with it being so dry below 5,000 feet, I think what is probably going to happen is those rain showers are going to evaporate, and what's left is maybe a sprinkle, and that's going to be about it. But it's also going to be very dry, and so those raindrops will like flash freeze into ice pellets. And so don't be surprised if you're watching from the hill country and it's like, oh, hey, we got a little I wanted to sneeze for some reason. We got there we go. Well, that's a first on Facebook. I'm sorry about that. A little sleet pellet, and it's not going to be a big deal. Don't get me wrong. You probably won't even notice it. But anyway, that's the way I see it happening. And then watch what happens. Once that passes through, as we head into Sunday, then the weather pattern goes back to really nice like we've been seeing lately. And I just don't see another chance for rain for a little while. It does look like, this is way, way out, if the weather pattern holds in the way that it should, it looks like around the 18th, 19th, and 20th we could get wet again after the Thursday. But anyway, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit. So let's just take a look at the forecast as we head into this weekend. Again, I think we'll see a high at about 57. There we go. Clouds are going to thicken a little bit, kind of partly cloudy this afternoon. And then tomorrow, we're going to be looking, yeah, there we go. Tomorrow, here we go. Some high-level clouds continue for tomorrow, so let's just call it mostly sunny. May end up partly cloudy, but I think mostly sunny with highs in the lower 60s. All right, that upper-level system that I was talking about, here it comes for Saturday. Bam. Okay. Now, it looks like rain, a lot of rain, because it is so dry below 5,000 feet. Most of this, 95%, is not going to reach the ground. Again, could be some sprinkles Saturday morning, especially Bexar County westward. And I suppose, like I was saying before, because put it for instance this way, at 5,000 feet on Saturday morning, the air temperature will be about 40 degrees, but the problem is the dew point is going to be about 10. That's a big difference. It's really dry plus really low. And so that raindrop, when it falls through there, it'll freeze, but I think they'll evaporate before they reach the ground. So again, I don't think this is going to be a big deal. If you see a sleet pellet, well, then you're lucky, and I think that's going to be about the end of it. Maybe a sprinkle Saturday morning at best. And then high temperatures. Computer models are saying mid-60s. If we see this cloud cover like this, there's no way. I think we'll be in the upper 50s for a high on Saturday. So Saturday, I think, is going to be rather chilly. Okay, let's take a look at the 7-day. Let's get right to that 7-day here. So here's what I think. Today, mostly sunny with some high clouds, high temperature right around 57 or so. Friday, we'll see a cold morning, 36, high 62. On Saturday, 38 for a low, and maybe a sprinkle, and then mostly cloudy with a high only 58. Sunday, 64, and beginning of next week looks really good. Finally, we'll have a temperature above average on Tuesday and Wednesday. We've been below average for a little while, and we'll see those temperatures topping out Wednesday around 72. Okay, real quick, before I get to my big space surprise for you, you probably already heard about it, but if you haven't, I think it's kind of cool. Kimberly, hey, how are you doing? Rita, good morning from Pearsall. Tell everybody in Frio County we said hi. And Kimberly, how are you doing today? You know, Chivo, there's no way, not enough instability, so no thunderstorms. That's what Chivo's asking. There's no way. And Yolanda, Laura, all right, I'm not sure what that is about, but anyway, all right, hey, I appreciate it. Okay, let's get to my big space surprise. I need to have some kind of space music like, what was that? Remember Elvis Presley? I keep forgetting the name of it because it's kind of a complicated title, but when Elvis would come out and do his concerts, there would be this big dun, 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 and I think it was in Space Odyssey or something like that. Anyway, every time I think of space and stuff, I always think of that for some reason. But, okay, here's the big deal. It's the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, okay? The last time, and this happens from time to time, like about every 20 years or so, but this go around, Saturn and Jupiter, from Earth's perspective, will be extremely close together, almost one. And the last time, you know, the last time this conjunction was this close was, believe it or not, 1630, way back in the Middle Ages, okay? Medieval times was the last time it was this close. And there are some folks that speculate that a big conjunction like this of those big planets is what the wise men followed back in the times, you know, Christ. So this doesn't happen very often. Very, very interesting. And now, one thing you got to remember is Saturn and Jupiter in real life, they're a long way away. They're millions of miles, and you know they're all going around the sun. And it's just from our perspective that they look like they're going to be very close together. And so, anyway, this is going to be in the sky really the whole month, but it's going to be low on the horizon. It only lasts for an hour and a half or two. And then it sets, and this is right after sunset. So right as it gets dark, go out, look to the west, pretty low to the horizon, and you'll see them already, okay? And around the 15th, it's going to get better because the moon will be really small and very insignificant, you know, a little sliver there. So they'll really show up nice and bright. And the closest that they'll be together is going to be December the 21st. So hopefully you think it's as cool as I do. I thought that was really kind of neat. And it's been a long time since they've been that close together. So hopefully you thought that was cool. Yeah, that's exactly it, Vera. That's the one. That's the song. Let me see if I can I can't move this out of the way. Yeah, there we go. Sprock Zarathustra. Thustra. Yeah, that's it. I think it's German, I think. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks, folks. I hope you liked my little space deal. I thought it was cool. By the way, I spent about an hour making that graphic there. Just it didn't take me that long. But anyway, I'm kind of proud of my little graphic there for some reason. Thanks for joining me. I believe Stacia's doing noon. And I don't know who's doing the 4, 5, 6, and 10. It was Jeremy last night. Maybe it's Bill. Tune in, find out. And we'll see you again tomorrow morning. So anyway, thanks. Really appreciate it. Thanks for everybody joining me today. I really enjoy this, and I hope you have a great day.